Our growth to 16 brings Jennie Baranczyk from the University of Oklahoma here this afternoon. Jennie's beginning her 4th year as the head coach at Oklahoma. Her teams have captured a share of the conference championship in the Big 12 in 22-23 and the outright regular season championship in 23-24. Jennie and I ended up at a dinner with a group from the University of Oklahoma in 2022 in December, and I had to call and tell people 2 days later I tested positive for COVID. She fortunately did not capture COVID for me that day, but she has captured her family's attention around basketball. A nice segue there. Like all moms, she has trying to balance all that's involved in life. So Eli, her son, is ready to sign up for our officiating program, I understand, because he's the expert advice on officiating. Her oldest daughter, Jordy, is near the bench providing analysis of her coaching decisions. Hope, her youngest, is hoping for a concession stand trip, and her husband, Scott, has an undisclosed in-game routine, at least to me. Jennie was a 3-time All-Big Ten selection at Iowa under Coach Lisa Bluter. She won't tell you this, so I will. She's one of only 4 Hawkeyes to score more than 1,700 points, grab 800 rebounds in their college career. Welcome to the stage, the head coach of the University of Oklahoma women's basketball team, Jennie Baranczyk.
Yeah. I know, I was joking about, lucky him, he got to introduce me and try to pronounce my last name. So he was a little bit nervous about that, and he said, I don't want to make people from Oklahoma mad. And I said, well, don't worry, they have a southern accent, they can't say it right either. So we're all good. So it's just super excited to be here. So thank you. Pretty excited about our team and just this entire environment. So it's been pretty incredible so far.
All right, we'll go to questions. If you have a question for the coach, please raise your hand, and we'll get one of the remote mics to you. And remember to identify yourself and the outlet you represent when you ask your question. So raise your hands if you have a question for the coach. All right, let's start on the second row in the middle.
Hi, Jennie. Kevin Skarbinski from the SEC blog. Obviously, with a veteran team, it appears that you've been building for this season. Was coming to the SEC part of your thought process in building your roster, or was it just trying to have the best team you could each year?
Well, I didn't get to play in the extra COVID year, and we have 5 fifth-year seniors, so there wasn't necessarily intentionality in terms of just preparing for the SEC, although obviously an incredible conference. I think what we really try to do is continue to build culture, and we're pretty lucky to be able to have 5 fifth-year seniors that are just incredible women and obviously pretty darn good basketball players too. So we've obviously known that we're coming to the SEC, and we know the conference is absolutely incredible, but I'm just really excited that our culture continues to grow at a foundational level.
Raise your hand if you have a question for the coach. All right, come to the front row.
Caroline McCaskis, Lexington Herald Leader. Coach, can you talk about the process of getting Reagan Beers to become a Sooner and what you've seen from her so far?
Yeah. Reagan obviously had an incredible first couple years at Oregon State, and things change. And obviously we know that going from one league to another. So being able to watch what she's done was incredible. As the recruiting process opens up, she's exactly what we needed, and she fits from a cultural off-court standpoint so well with our team and her personality. She fits so well on the floor. I think one of the things that our team does so well is everybody's different. Everybody brings a different skill set, and so she brings something that we did not have. And so it's been an incredible fit so far, and I'm excited for our team to continue to go.
Other questions for the coach? Please raise your hand. Coach, I might ask, we haven't had your players in here yet, but would you maybe talk a little bit about the 2 young ladies you brought?
Absolutely. Peyton Verhulst was the newcomer of the year in the Big 12, and what an incredible leader for us. She is a dynamic player. Her passing ability, her scoring ability, just her feel for the game is one that when you start to watch, you can see her create so much on the floor for us, even when she does not have the basketball. She's also an incredible leader for us and just a wonderful, wonderful young person. Skylar Van is an absolute incredible story. When she was in high school, she had zero Division I offers in the early signing period. And she's gone from 0 Division I offers in the early signing period to a co-player of the year in the Big 12 Conference. Incredible story. So I love the way that she attacks practice every day. She's from Oklahoma. She's getting a lot of young people to watch our program from our state that want to come and be a part of it. So just an incredible person.
Right, let's go to the front row on the left for the next question.
Hi, Coach. AP Stidham, AP and Kelly, as we see it. Coach, what is the style of play that you're going to bring to the SEC, and do you think it'll translate well?
Well, I think in terms of the style of play, we want to continue to share the basketball and make reads in our game. And so we like to play in a certain pace. We also need to defend, and we want to be able to do that too. I love the versatility that we do have. We want to be able to play to each other's strengths, but a lot of what our system is, it's about spacing and being able to make reads. And I think this league, if you can do that in this league, it's amazing what you're going to be able to do. So I love that we're entering such a strong league. I feel really good about some of our preparation in the Big 12, but we know too the SEC is the SEC. So we'll be ready, and we're excited to continue to grow.
Let's go to the third row in the middle, and then we'll come right back to the second row.
Good afternoon, Coach. Brad Harvey, College Sportscast. So you guys are coming into the SEC, and you are coming off of back-to-back Big 12 championship seasons. How do you expect your movement into the SEC to go coming off your back-to-back wins in the Big 12?
We've been asked this question so much, right? We've had years we were in the Big 12 knowing we were going into the SEC. And I think the answer still remains the same in terms of when you enter into the league. It's not necessarily about what you're ranked or how you feel like you're going to translate. It's the teams that want to get better every day, that want to be addicted to growing, and that's what we want to be able to do. We want to continue to get better. I'll be able to answer your question in February, right? Because I don't know. You can look at paper, you can look at statistics, but you've got to show up every single day. So I think what is amazing is that we're coming into this incredible league that's going to challenge us, it's going to stretch us, and we got to get better, and we know that.
Okay, question, second row.
Obviously, as you said, the proof's in the pudding, but what does it say about the perception of your program that you're picked 4th in the preseason poll? Both Reagan and Skylar got votes for preseason SEC Player of the Year.
Other people get to pick your rankings, right? And I picked everyone else's rankings as well. And I know this league is really, really good, and I understand that. And I get the respect, I get that. And I know I get to be at practice every day, and it's October, and so you never really feel good as a coach in October, right? We got a long way to go. But I do know that the heartbeat of this team is to focus on getting better. We're not going to worry about what happens in February, March. We're not going to worry about that. We're not even going to focus on that. We got to get better today. We got to get better tomorrow, and that's literally where the focus is. That's what you get with an experienced team. You can say that when you have a young team. They don't really understand that. When you have a group of seniors like we do, they understand that. When you have a player like Skylar who's gone from 6th player, she got to kind of sneak in, then it was a target, and you've seen her work through all of that. You've seen other players start to work through that. Then you know, because they know that they don't get a day off. They know in this league you don't get a day off. So that is where our focus really has been. That's the best part about having an experienced team, is your practices are really good, and there's a huge sense of urgency every day.
Raise your hand if you have other questions. All right, let's come right back to the front row on the right.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about your freshmen, 2 in-state products. When you look at them, what gets you excited, and just sort of the state of Oklahoma's basketball culture as a whole? What are you seeing from it lately?
Well, you want to really start at home. And so to be able to keep the best players in the state of Oklahoma at Oklahoma, that's always been a goal. That's always going to be a goal. You want to continue to grow your fan base. That's something that we want to be able to continue to do. And so I think both of them have done an incredible job. It's also a pretty unique dynamic that Skylar and Zaya get to play together, and it's only because of this extra COVID year. They've never gotten to do that because they're far enough apart in age. So it's fun to watch that dynamic. They don't go against each other. Zaya's a little faster than Skylar. Sorry, you can tell her that I said that when she does come in here. But no, honestly, it's fun to watch them. It's fun to watch them have a different sense of pride when they're wearing a jersey because they know that they're representing more than themselves and their own family. They're representing their community.
Next question, front row on the left.
Coach, would you mind describing the evolution of Skylar Van? It's a very interesting story, it seems like, on paper, but if you can just elaborate for us.
Absolutely. So when Skylar, and this is actually before I got to be here, but her, so she had 0 Division I offers, and then it was late spring that Sherry Cole had offered her to basically walk on the team and to come in and be able to play. She had a scholarship, played her first year, obviously during a COVID season, which was, just interesting anyway. And then we came in the next year as a coaching staff, and I feel like Skylar's one of those players that just really has a hunger and is incredibly coachable. And she can focus on one thing at a time to continue to build her game. I think a lot of times people want to do everything, right? Or we get to a point that we get so tunnel visioned on one thing. She wanted to elevate and take steps in her game, and I think she's been able to do that. I think she also has an incredible ability to just show up every day. I mean, she's a gamer, and she had to learn how to be a gamer in practice, and she has learned that. And she works outside of practice time. She works when she's your hardest worker, your team's going to be a little bit better. So I think it's no coincidence that as she has continued to evolve her game, so has our team. We've continued to win more games. But I will say that Skylar's also one that has an incredible belief in her team, that she doesn't just see her own game needing to improve. She's able to make sure everybody else's does too.
Any other questions for the coach? Please raise your hand. Last call. All right, thank you, Coach.
You guys, thank you so much, and thanks for covering women's basketball. Appreciate it. Boomer.